Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Live Life in Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. So glad you could make it. I hope you're all doing well. So, we're going to take a look at what the weekend energy that's happening for the collective. So, this is going to be for all 12 signs. We're looking at July 31st to August 2nd, 2020. Stick around because at the end, we're going to take a look at what some additional guidance is for you. We'll be pulling from two different decks for that. The decks I'm using is the Rider-Waite Tarot. This is a clone of the Rider-Waite. This was a Kickstarter project that I backed. A beautiful deck. Excited to use it. And we're going to be pulling that guidance from the Rebel deck and from the Wisdom for Healing Oracle. So, on to your reading, collective. Now, the overall energy for the weekend is you do have Temperance. So with Temperance here, you could be dealing with the Sagittarius, but also Temperance is saying that things could go either way. Also, there's some change in progress. And so there's a need to do things in moderation, perhaps even go with the flow. You want to keep your feet on the ground. Now, this is also asking you to stay clear of chaos and drama. Stay out of people's way, or you want people to stay out of your way, right? You may also be sticking close to home, but you're focusing on balance. You also may be looking at needing to regulate your emotions, or emotions are needing to be regulated in the connections you're dealing with. We do have with Temperance these two cups, and there's a lot of water, so things could become very emotionally charged here. So you want to temper yourself and be measured. There may be a need to have some restraint. You may be focusing on making some adjustments, but be patient with yourself, and there may be a need for you to be patient or more patient with others or the circumstances you are dealing with or experiencing here over the weekend. Now, for some of you, you could be feeling inspired by something. I also feel with Temperance that there may be something that you have put in progress already that you could have been waiting for or looking for an update with, or wanting, some results around. And, Temperance is saying there may be a need for you to be a little more patient, or perhaps you need more time, or, the situation or who you're dealing with may need more time. But also, it's possible that you may need some more information or some news to come through. Um, so let's see what's happening for you. Let's see here. So, the energy and attitude of the collective is the Lovers. So with the Lovers, you could be dealing with a Gemini. This Lovers energy is saying that you may be dealing with difficult choices that you're having to make. It may be things surrounding relationship matters too, where there may be some, tense atmosphere. There may be a focus on you trying to compromise. Um, or if you're not able to compromise, you at least are wanting or expecting to be able to respect differences. Okay. The Lovers is also saying for some of you, you are experiencing, sexual attraction towards someone or a few someones. The Lovers is also talking about that, in terms of your energy and attitude, you're at a place where you are clear about your values and you are able to clearly articulate your values as well. This is you feeling authentic and being genuine. This is you being in touch with your feelings and emotions. Now, the Lovers is also saying you are focusing on having harmony. You are looking to avoid arguments. You may be giving people the benefit of the doubt at this time, or wanting the benefit of the doubt given to you. This is you coming across as, what you see is what you get. This is also you being able to get the trust and support of others, or you're being a support and giving trust to others with this lovers here. But this is head over heart decisions that aren't easy to make with this energy. And so this is your emotions and feelings that you are coming across with. Okay. You're also focusing on partnerships, whether they are relationships, business, whatever the case may be. There is a focus on relationships for you, or a specific relationship. Now, for those of you focused on work, you have the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is mental energy. The King of Swords is about thoughts and communication. This is using logic, trusting your reason, or using reason. You could be seeking knowledge at work. You may be yearning to achieve something at work. But the King of Swords is also saying that this is either you or you're working with someone, a co-worker or a boss. And, this is being of a strong mind and having leadership abilities, the ability to make swift decisions. This is you being dedicated. You or someone in authority that you're dealing with has influence in the situation that you're dealing with at work. This is also being professional, having a good sense of judgment, perhaps even investigating. This is doing what needs to happen from a space of tact and wisdom and power. This is you advancing in some way. Some of you may be governing in a way where you're performing risk management at work. Some of you're focused on convincing of a goal that you want to reach. But this is executing your goals or your plans and being decisive at it and being knowledgeable at your job. For some of you may be posing a solid argument, or you may be focusing on a particular point of view that you want to get across. For some of you're trying to clear where roadblock, or you finally are clearing away a roadblock here. So with this King of Swords, this is you operating from a place of intervention, or you're receiving some intervention. And the King of Swords is thinking with their mind, okay, and detaching from their emotions here. In your home and family, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is either you or someone in your home that is the Queen of Pentacles. And so with this Queen of Pentacles energy, this is perhaps you or who is in the home that is conducting themselves as the ultimate nurturer, where you are nurturing and building and have strong connections to family. You could be focused on nature, planting, gardening. But this is you also possibly at home doing nothing. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very influential and analytical and practical and focused. This is you finishing what you start. This is you being creative, being comfortable, perhaps even materialistic. You may be doing a lot of shopping or taking care of things for the home, going with your expenses. This is you being warm with family, providing security in a secure environment. There could be a focus on your health and well-being. This is you wanting or creating balance in all things that are important to you. This is you being supportive to others or receiving this kind of support. This is a motherly energy with the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel that this is you experiencing stability or creating it. The Queen of Pentacles is also a multitasker, so you may have different chores and tasks that you are attending to as well. Now, in your money and finances over the weekend, collective, you do have the Empress. So for some of you, there may be something to do with a mother and money, where you may be giving money to a mother or receiving money from a mother or someone that's of a matriarch, but doing so within reason. Okay? The Empress is also saying around your money and finances that your money is experiencing improvement. You're experiencing some abundance at this time with this with this Empress. And you do have the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. So, this is being that ultimate nurturer and having strong connections. Okay? Being grounded, being very capable. And so with this Empress energy, you may be also being very kind and compassionate at this time, where you are giving or receiving. You also could be, with the Empress energy, profiting from something that you are making or creating and doing on your own or yourself. That you're doing yourself, that you're making money from. You could be working from home. But there is abundance. You're experiencing an abundant time, a fertile time with money. You're experiencing some prosperity that you've entered into. Now, with the Fool, this is with your relationships and friendships and love. Now, the Fool energy is saying that some of you, as it has to do with love, you may be alone right now or at a crossroads regarding a relationship or relationships. If so, you perhaps may have at least 3 options before you. And so this is where you may be wanting change, or change may need to happen, but that change is only going to happen if you take the first step. So you have a decision to make with the Lovers. And you may be coming at this from a very practical, grounded standpoint, where you are valuing yourself, or you're looking at your relationships or connection of value, or this is just you comfortable valuing yourself, being on your own and not in any connection. And as it has to do with friendships and relationships, with the Fool here, you may be, taking time to yourself with the Fool. Now, what I'm also picking up about the Fool, you may be experiencing where you want to have a little fun, some spontaneity that you want to make happen. Some of you may not know how to make a particular relationship happen or work with the Fool. Some of you are experiencing freedom from connections. Some of you are taking a chance with a particular connection. For some of you, if you're in a connection, you are having a strong desire to step out on your own. Maybe to leave the connection, but more maybe to just be on your own and do your own thing, I feel. Some of you are experiencing some optimism with your relationships, connections, and perhaps even in love. But be careful of any recklessness here. Now, What's unexpected that you have going on is the Five of Pentacles. Ooh. So, the Five of Pentacles, that's earth energy. The Five of Pentacles can talk about anything in your material, physical world that you're experiencing some measure of lack or experiencing some depletion here. You could be experiencing some depletion with money. Um, for some of you, this may be an agreed upon separation. For some of you, you're moving away. For some of you, you're trying to make a new plan because something didn't work out or something needs to be worked out. For some of you, you waited too long to do something and now you have to live with the consequences of it. For some of you, you are dealing with something on your own that you are not turning to anyone about, and this may be a time where you need to ask for help. The Five of Pentacles is also saying that some of you could be experiencing a loss of a job. Some of you could be experiencing a loss of a vehicle. Some of you may not be feeling so lucky. Things may feel like you feel unlucky lately. For some of you, something that you were trying to get an answer on, the answer is no, that you was very focused on. For some of you, this is stress, experiencing health issues, or you're not feeling very well. For some of you, there's some change that you knew was coming, but you've waited until the last minute to do anything about it. But there's a need to still get up and figure out how to recover. For some of you, this is travel connected with a move. For some of you, you may feel put upon or outed in some way. Something positive that will happen is the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is mental energy. With the Ten of Swords, it's something positive that will happen to you. This is the worst is over. This is you bringing an end to something difficult or a few difficulties that you were experiencing. This is you moving past your problems. This is you putting in the effort to get out of the bed. You may have been depressed, or you're getting out of bed because you could be starting to see signs or experience signs of feeling much better. For some of you, the Ten of Swords is something positive. It's saying that whatever you're going through, you have to know that it's not going away without the effort. And you decide to put in the effort. With the Lovers, to confront, to face it, to deal with it. But this is saying something very difficult is ending, or you're able to bring a few things to an end that's been difficult, or whatever has been causing you agony. You're able to bring some closure to it. And so as an outcome, you do have the Eight of Cups. Interesting. A car all packed up and ready to go. So with this Eight of Cups, for some of you, you're letting go other things that emotionally don't serve you. For some of you, you're moving on from something or a few things, even if you're not sure what's waiting for you down the way. For some of you, this is a big move or travel to get away from everything, to take a break. For some of you, you are abandoning something, leaving something behind for something better. For some of you, you are withdrawing for a time because you may need to decompress or step away from the situation because it's creating too much emotional charge for you, or in the situation you're dealing with, or with who you're dealing with. For some of you, this is choosing an unfamiliar path, but going down that road anyway because it just is the better option. But the Eight of Cups is asking you that no matter what you are doing, to focus more on what you desire for yourself instead of doubting. So let's see if I see anything else here that I can pick up. You are experiencing some productivity at work. You are experiencing some success with something at work. You are making major decisions around money. For some of you, you're splurging a little bit, experiencing a little luxury in some of the finer things. I do feel that you're leaning in on your wisdom and being more logical, detaching from your emotions, clear cut communication, being practical, being an influence, dealing with influence. Some of you are focusing on having a new start or looking for a new relationship, or you are engaging in new relationship, friendship. Some of you, something that you experience lack with, you are able to move away from because you make the choice to move on from it because it's not worth it. So let's take a look at what the guidance is for you. First, we're going to take a look at the Rebel deck. Spirit, what is the guidance for the collective for the weekend? Keep it together. Don't let things fall apart. Don't get scattered or lose balance or misstep. Cut your losses and try to perceive any losses before they happen so that you can move away from that too. For some of you, you may be focusing on self-care, or there may be a need to focus on self-care. For some of you, you're doing something bold in your connections or with a particular relationship or friendship. For some of you, a small portion of you, I do feel you're going to be operating from your emotions, so you're going to stumble a bit before you can really make use of these energies in a logical and reasonable way. and be sensible. It may take a little time for you to get there, but you will. Spirit, what is some guidance for the collective for the weekend? Can we have guidance for the collective for the weekend, please? What is some guidance for the collective over the weekend? July 31st to August 2nd, 2020, please. You want to focus on being grounded and being responsible. For some of you, you're taking more responsibility in your connections. Or you are the buffer, the one who is creating groundedness so that things can be tempered, made even. You may be adapting. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. You have love is your guidance. Love. Get some, give some. It will cheer your ass up. Love. Get some, give some. It will cheer your ass up. So you want to be more compassionate, more patient. For some of you, you may be focusing on a creative way to move away from things, to get out of things. For some of you, there may be a need to apologize, or you receive an apology. But love for yourself, love for others. Get some and give some. For some of you, that is your expectation, and you're sticking to it. Whether you're staying close to home, or you're traveling to get away, or visit someone else. Let's see what some more guidance is. Spirit, can we have some more guidance, please, for the collective? More guidance for the collective for the weekend, July 31st to August 2nd, 2020. Please let me know if the messages, you're able to hear them clearly. I was trying to, because I was getting some feedback that a few of you were saying you couldn't hear me, that the tone was too low, or it wasn't loud enough. So I am being measured with my words. See, even I'm using temperance, showing more love and compassion, seeing how to heal, improve things. Can we have some more guidance for the collective for the weekend, please? Some of you, if you're not dealing with self-love, thank you, Spirit. We're going to take those two, since they clearly want to come out. You have a few cards here, so these messages may apply. All of them, one of them, two of them, whatever resonates. So the first one is visualize a healthy body and mind. Visualize yourself as a completely healthy person inside and out. Do one thing that brings you closer to achieving that state. Your goal is to do whatever it takes to become the healthiest you possible. So remember, I spoke about health. For some of you, there's a need to focus on your health, or your health is being highlighted, and there's a need to address it. For some of you, you may be experiencing more bodily aches and pain that are that have progressed or have come out of nowhere, but it's you may be taking a lot of pain medicine to try to sustain yourself, and you may be abusing pain medication or medications as a result, when instead you perhaps should be looking to get some help or see how you can get the matter healed at this time. Or there's a need to focus on healing. You have identify your health related fears. So this may be a lot of issues with health, which, granted, understandable. Um, the COVID-19 epidemic is happening out there, so you want to be safe, but there may be some concerns for family or for yourself in that regard. So you want to make sure you identify related health fears, so that you are attributing the proper diagnosis to the situation if there are ailments or health issues or concerns. So don't guess and then get yourself worked the fuck up about it. Go see a doctor. Ask yourself if you're afraid to heal. Your conscious mind may say no because that's the logical reply. But this question is for that deeper part of you, your emotional self, which might have developed fears about becoming healthy. Your goal is to explore whether you have deep seated reasons to want to postpone healing. So, this could also have to do with your connections, where you could be dealing with someone who is behaving irresponsibly, or maybe you've been irresponsible in connections, or dealing with some sort of inexperience in love or relationships and friendships. And you now either want to start over or move on, but you have to decide what's worth it based on the love that's involved, the amount of love that's involved coming from you and from, whoever else that you're looking at or dealing with. You have rely on yourself. Okay. Look at the issue of dependency. Do you rely upon others to do what you should be doing for yourself? Healing is a solo endeavor. And while we all need support during this process, ultimately the task of self empowerment rests with us. Your goal is to identify and modify the ways in which you release personal responsibility to others. And this applies in all areas. Okay, how much are you relying upon yourself? But also, as far as personal responsibility is concerned, is that being taken up by you and whomever is involved, whether it's work, relationships, with money, your health, your decision making? And if you are in need of support and you're not speaking up, sometimes if who you're looking to help you won't know unless you say so, even if you think they should have a clue. Did you say anything? It's an extra step, but it may be one that's best to take so that you can recover or replenish or restore or rebuild or come out from feeling on the out, or feeling alone or on your own, or that you only can rely on yourself. And maybe you are at a place that perhaps now you do have to rely on yourself because you can't rely on those who you thought you could count on or should be able to count on because they're not taking personal responsibility. And so the question is, you have to ask yourself, do you want to be right or do you want to have peace? If you can have both, great. But it may be best to try to have peace. You also have released the need to complain. Honestly assess whether you're a complainer, no matter whether you share complaints with others or keep them to yourself. This tendency is a way of looking at a situation without seeing its potential blessings. Your goal is to release complaining and instead see the positive side of things. So remember, I said there's things that are emotionally charged, and you could be focusing on a relationship or relationships in general. Work relationships, maybe not seeing eye to eye. Maybe you have an agenda you want to push, but the boss or your coworker has a different one. Or, maybe what you're trying to execute, um, you can't, or maybe you can, and maybe there's some feathers being ruffled in the process. And finally, you do have transform worrisome thoughts. Okay? Be aware of anything you're worrying about. What do you do when you're worried? How much power do you lose? And from what part of your body? Your goal is to observe how much worrying affects your life and your health, and to counter the stress of this emotion with prayer and positive action. So instead of complaining, see how to salvage, see how to recover, get active, bring it into your own torment by you being an active participant in doing so. Don't wallow. You may have felt backstabbed, betrayed, or experiencing ruin, or afraid of ruin, or just things have been really fucking hard. But they won't change if you give up. And with the Ten of Swords and something positive that will happen, if you were in that space, now you're going to get up. Get up. Make that decision to get up. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean hold on to the things that aren't serving you, because there may be some things you may just have to give up, and that's what gives you that release, bringing it into something difficult. That may be a choice. Or you are able to find a remedy that can fit for you and bring it into torment and anguish. Whether it's to leave, to get help, to be creative and productive, to take a chance, or a leap of faith, but be logical about it. Have a plan. For some of you, there may be a need to agree to disagree. But with the King of Swords there, this is you having the ability to be clever, to have intellect, to be your own intervention or provide intervention, to be of an influence, even if just to yourself, with the use of your own wisdom and personal power, and always exercise tact and diplomacy. But I do see you moving on from the things that aren't serving you, either quickly or it'll take some time to do, or you may need to convince yourself or someone else. But it is going to take blending and merging and keeping emotions in balance for you, and hopefully with other individuals you find yourself engaging. I hope these messages help. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.